caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of a caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Calderese, the caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. I am your host, Michael Calderese. Man, I gotta tell you something. I am running late, and I was actually on time today. I was 100% on time. I'm never on time. But my guest, who I thought was zooming in, said, No, I'm coming to see you, motherfucker. I got him sitting right next to me. We have Joe Bozonos that is here. Did I say your name right, Joe? They can't see you, but they can hear you. Okay. Nailed it. You guys all have very interesting names, but we have my man, Joe. And we have, listen, I think it's going to be a great show for you tonight. I am a giddy, proud parent, and I mean that. What I saw last night out of the Jackson, I wasn't going to do most of the show on this, honestly. I was going to play a couple people as I was listening to it. And man, you know, the more I listened to this Jackson Township Council meeting, the more impressed I was, the more like thrilled I was. I mean, I found myself being happier and happier. It's crazy. Like you would think a council meeting could do something like that, but I think you're going to see what I'm talking about with the amount of people and what they said. And it's been what I've been preaching. And listen, I'm not going to have a long intro, guys. I am going to, because I'm going to get to my guest, and we obviously have a lot. And I want you to be a part of this. I have bad news for you. I hope my wife gets back in time, but she has the show phone in her truck. So we may not have a call-in session, but I will, of course, read out your comments like I always do. So put your comments in the chat. We are going to go. We have two main topics tonight, and then, of course, whatever you guys want to talk about. If you want to ask me and Joe questions as we go along, we're gonna go with the flow with it again tonight. But it's going to be Jackson Council meeting and Anthony Fauci. I think they're two incredibly relevant topics. But let's waste no time and get right to it with the mic's right. Shut the fuck up and listen. All right, everybody. Like I said, I feel like a proud parent. Now, that's not a sentence I thought I'd be saying after listening to a town council meeting, but here we are. So let's start here, because I was actually planning on going to that Jackson meeting last night. Then, as most of you know, I did get hit by a truck. Literally, I feel pretty good. Arms working better. I'm okay. Thanks for the well wishes. So work was moving a little slower than usual. I got out late and started putting feelers out to see how packed the room was. By 6:15, it was already standing room only. Picture this. People were sitting on the floor, grown adults, cross-legged, Indian style, like they were in the back kindergarten waiting for story time. We're playing Duck, Duck, Goose. I heard a few other online personalities were going to be there, and honestly, that's when I decided to stay home. And it wasn't because I didn't want to go. It's because I didn't want to become a show. That was not about me. And it wasn't about who got the most camera time. And it wasn't about personalities. It was about the people. And I had a feeling something good was about to happen there that night. And I was right. And I'm glad I wasn't the focus coming out of that conversation. But what I watched last night was everything a council meeting is supposed to be in every town. Jackson residents showed up. Not 10 people, not 20 people, a room packed with citizens who cared enough to get off the fucking couch and participate in their own government. And I've been preaching this stuff for years. If you listen to me, you've heard it. Flood these meetings. Come prepared. Bring questions. Bring facts. Bring comments. Bring your neighbors. Because 15 engaged minds will beat one guy screaming into a webcam every single time. And that's how change actually happens, everyone. And that's exactly what I watched. People were engaged. People were energized. And yeah, people were a little rowdy, which, let's be honest, is exactly how democracy is supposed to look like. People got up to speak, and man, they did not hold back. They stood proudly behind what I could only describe as a folding table tray and a microphone. Not even a podium anymore. Apparently the podium looked around Jackson politics and said, you know what? Fuck this, I'm out. I think it resigned, possibly committed suicide. It's definitely not coming back. That damn thing moved to Florida like everybody else when they seen this coming. So now there's just a little lectern. But I guess budget cuts are hitting everybody. But those residents stood proudly there anyway. One after another, different people, different backgrounds, different concerns. Yet somehow everyone found something meaningful to contribute. And nobody coordinated it. That was the beautiful part of this. Nobody needed talking points. Everybody simply spoke about what they were seeing in their own town. Whether you agreed with every speaker or not, that isn't even the point. The point is that people participated. That's the win. And when citizens participate, elected officials have to listen. I watched difficult questions get asked, very difficult questions. I watched main issues like flock cameras, data centers, illegal daycares, and other major topics get discussed. Some questions got answered, some didn't. But you know what? To me, that is progress. Action happened. Discussion happened. Accountability happened last night. You don't realize it, but I've seen it. Those things don't happen when the room is empty. They don't happen when the room, or they only happen when the room is full. And guys, that's the lesson Jackson taught us last night. For years, I've said this about, it's not about finding one hero. It's about creating 100 of them. All of you. Everyone has talent. Some people research, some people speak, some people organize, some people write, some film, some know the law, some know budgets, and some people simply know how to ask one or many really, really, really uncomfortable questions. Every single one of those skills matter. Stop waiting for somebody else to save your town. Maybe you're the person that you've been waiting for this entire time. And most importantly, help the people that are already doing the work. Because I promise you, they're tired. They're horrifically outnumbered. They're being called everything in the book. And they could use another set of hands to help them in any way possible. And ways that they don't even know or understand yet. And the people in power count on something. They count on you believing you cannot make a difference. They count on you staying home. They count on you saying, it doesn't matter. It's already over. Well, tonight proves it does matter. I even watched elected officials respond in ways that showed the public's presence was making a difference. One apologized. Whether you agreed with every response it gave you or not, the fact remains. People showed up, people spoke, and the meeting couldn't simply roll along like business as usual. I need a sip. That's what engaged citizens do. Here's the truth. Citizens who are engaged are free. Citizens who stop paying attention eventually surrender to their voice. You don't need permission. You don't need a political science degree. You don't need to run for office. You just need to care enough to show up and speak up. That's it. The greatest force in local government isn't the mayor. It isn't the council. It isn't the political machine. It's a room full of informed citizens who have finally decided we're done accepting the status quo. Jackson just gave everybody a blueprint tonight, people. Now copy it, Brick. Copy it, Toms River. Copy it, Manchester, Howell, Ocean County, or every town, United States of America. You should take what Jackson, New Jersey did everywhere and copy it. Fill the room, ask the questions, demand answers respectfully but relentlessly. Because divided, they could ignore us. Together, I'm telling you, they have to hear us. Tonight wasn't just a good council meeting. It was proof, everyone. Proof that ordinary people still have extraordinary powers that they don't realize they actually have. Now, let's stop talking about changing our towns and start doing it. That's the Mike's Right. I hope you fucking listened. Yo, what it is, man? Let me bring on my guest. How you doing there, pal? I got my man Joe Bizonos next to me, dude. Listen, and you know what he did? What a good guest does. He showed up to the house unannounced and brought beer. Right? He brought beer. I thought he was going to click on a link and I was going to be talking to him, but Joe said no. You know what? I got to show up. So how you doing there, buddy?
It wasn't such an arrogant move. It was just me not paying attention. We did this last. It was more fun. I wanted to see it.
Dude, yeah, right? I haven't seen, and I really thought I was going to see you last night. Dude, I was done. You ever work in so much pain? I don't know how I was able to even hammer yesterday. And I was like, biting on a piece of rope, and just, I didn't have the rope there. It would have been disgusting. But no, seriously, I was in a lot of pain. So when I saw that going on, I go, listen, that's covered. I'm going to watch it and I'm going to highlight it. If there was something to be highlight. But dude, do me a favor. I mean, just take everybody through, take everybody through everything, bro. What happened? Talk to us about it.
I went mainly because I'm very tight with Chris. He knows that Howell just introduced an ordinance to prohibit data centers. I'll give my council a lot of credit. They did their research and they were able to actually get something with teeth put through. So I was like, all right, Chris, the next time we don't have a Howell meeting, I'm going to go. And sure enough, it happened to be on like some legendary meeting. I had no idea what I was walking into. I walked in, the air was electric. I think I texted you that too. The air I walked is like, there's an aura of life was going on there. So I get in there, I get a seat right in front. I end up sitting next to someone from the Asbury Park Press. And then I sat next to Elliot and his wife just by coincidence. I didn't know he was going to, I should have known he was going to take the front row. He was chomping at the bit to get up there too. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to get there and, support Chris, support the AI data center ordinance. Little did I know I was walking into like a legendary evening. It really felt that way. Like I was blown away. It wasn't just people getting up there and hollering for the sake of hollering. My biggest takeaway was people getting up there and that did their research. They knew what they were talking about. Some people were funny. Some people moved you with their words. Some people were angry, and I was fidgeting up there, for them. It was next level. We can go through piece by piece some of the speakers as we go on, but there's definitely some highlights I want to get into as we chop it up.
So you told me it was like a WWE event, bro. What do you mean by that? Like when you were there yesterday, you said, bro, this is like a WWE event.
Yeah. So
just the energy, like what was it?
The energy, and then just Howell's, especially because we have built up some sort of rapport with the residents and the council. So it's pretty much you walk in there for our meetings. It's like the same people are there. It's kind of just business as usual.
It's the same six people.
They listen. They do their thing. I could just tell people were like there was like hissing in the crowd. They were just ready they were ready. They had their notes. Everyone had like a binder with them. I was like, what is I'm usually the only a-hole with a binder. So I was like, what is going on here? So
I'm gonna call you Mitt Romney from now on, bro. You got your binders
compared. I'm boring.
He's got binders on women, man. Yeah, what is this guy doing here?
I didn't bust out a dance or anything. I just had my same old notes and my research. But yeah, so I thought the first time I thought it was Elliot was fired up. So Elliot Shemdov, who's running with Chris for he's running for mayor. He went up there, and just the way that the back and forth with him and the council, I was just like, this. I feel like I should be paying for this. I'm entertained right now. This is. He was hitting the good points, but I definitely felt like there was a lot to be said, and people had just really had enough, and it was at that boiling point. You can't cancel people's meeting. I'm sure the reason they gave for that one canceled meeting that caused they basically just like
kick the hornet's nest from the last meeting. You don't cancel someone's meeting. People have stuff to say. And it was, in my opinion, it seemed like an act of cowardice. All of a sudden, doors that were operating properly for months and weeks and years, all of a sudden is out of fire code or whatever the excuse was. So that's, to me, what set the precedence. They couldn't stand the heat, so they tried to cancel a meeting as if that was going to calm people down. So from a council's perspective, you can't shut people up. We're here. The propaganda machine is slowly dying, and people are aware. We have the internet. People are getting involved.
I'm going to toss something out there real quick, and I'm going to toss it out there early. One of the things I was actually very impressed with, and you mentioned Elliot, so I'm going to play a quick Elliot video. But one of the things I was actually impressed with was how the council and how Morty especially handled the beating that he was getting. Mm-hmm. There's something to say about that, man. He didn't allow himself to be posterized. And what I mean by posterized is these politicians, and Morty's a smart guy. Say what you want about him. He's a smart guy. He understands that his response is what's going to generate the boom in people seeing what's going on, of the focus, of the virality of it. He didn't allow himself to get posterized in that room, so it was very important. But you brought up Elliot. This is Elliot, who he came to the mic fired up. You could see like his heart was pumping, bro. I think he, I'm a little worried. I think he was about to have a heart attack. No, I'm just fucking with you. I know it's watching.
I think he's okay.
But this was Elliot talking about the mayor's greatest hits, and just to give you the feel for some of the energy that was in the room, you're going to feel right now.
So I got a minute left, so why don't we go through a timeline of Miss Kuhn's greatest hits. January 27th, Mayor Kuhn states, the budget is done, and there's no budget introduced. April 14th, the budget's still not introduced. Council's forced to approve $15,844,500 in emergency temporary appropriations just to keep salaries and bills going. May 2026, tentative budget finally unveiled 4 months after you said it was complete. May 13th, public hearing on cap ordinance. June 9th, contentious budget hearing. You're absent to your budget.
His bell go off, and Elliot just kept talking. He just kept going.
That was the theme.
But what I like about Elliot is he, listen, he's clearly running for mayor, but what he's doing is he focused on the mayor. He went up there and he said he focused. And one of the things that really blew my mind about this entire thing, and I wonder if I'd love your opinion on this. The mayor didn't say anything at the end of all that.
No.
Did she really stay quiet, or did I miss something that was in there?
So she said something in the beginning, and it was like very rehearsed, like read off a sheet, which I was blown away because in Howell, our mayor, he's kind of like runs the verbal aspect. Like he's kind of runs the show, and it's I've kind of expected that, and I have seen memes of like her with like Geppetto like puppet strings. And I was like, oh, like I never, I watch Chris's videos. I try to pay attention as much as possible to like the actual ordinance aspect of what they're doing because I'm a nerd. But I don't really this is the first time I actually got to sit for a whole meeting, and she was, for the most part, dead silent. And to me, if you're running for re-election, you're not going to give any input. And I don't want to jump ahead too much, but while it's fresh, I did notice only a handful of the council actually spoke. Chris, of course, and he was just, he's with the people, obviously. Bernstein was speaking for the most part.
You would think Morty was the mayor.
Sure.
Like if you listened to that and they didn't have any titles and you just watched the back and forth and whatever it is, you would have thought Mayor Kuhn was like some sideline reporter that's like, hey, any thoughts? And then you would have thought Morty was the mayor. You would have thought Palmieri was like the council president, the way he was speaking. I got to tell you something. The interesting aside about those guys, you clearly noticed that they they were trying to gain favor by how they were behaving, if you ask me, especially Paul Mary. Paul Mary voted no emphatically to a couple things that he knew that the crowd was going to, all of a sudden, you notice how many copycats of Chris there are. They are copying Chris hard. And if you notice what Chris has done, it's like, oh, well, Chris Pollock, I mean, he wants this ordinance and we're going to work really, I promise, we're going to work really hard to make this happen because no, Chris Pollock, no, he proposed it. Yeah. Did you notice? Did you get that feeling too, bro? Where it was like, holy shit, these guys realized something's going on and they were completely jumping on Chris's bandwagon.
Yeah. There's a couple lines of thinking with that. Chris pushes for the stuff that matters, what the people want. So I also think, I listened. So I noticed with the specifically because I was there to help Chris, especially with the data center ordinance. So they also mentioned numerous times of legal pushback because places like Monroe are dealing with a big lawsuit right now because of the ordinances being pushed. All of a sudden, an AI data center is free speech, which is hilarious. So I'm hoping that they don't try to swing this on him. If maybe listen, this is complete guesswork, but they did get a little awkward when it came to talking about if anyone has spoken to anyone in tech. They said no, and I'm definitely not putting words in anyone's mouth, but I just want to make sure that they didn't do that with a malicious intention, but to put something on Chris. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, they certainly are. When things go sideways, you have to remember these people. These people are good at orchestrating situations that will make other people look bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's of course one of those type situations. But I do think that you saw that entire panel all of a sudden. I felt like I was watching everybody, and they all look like Chris Pollock. What they got to do is they got to grow. If they all start growing long hair and shit, and wearing karate gis and tight shirts and stuff like that, dude.
He's got the bod for it.
He's got the bod for it. I don't know about Paul Mary. I don't know if that dude has the bod for it.
I never saw his bench game.
So listen, then. This is what I really liked about this, and I gave everybody. And do me a favor. What I really want to do at the end of this, when you guys listen, I want you all kind of to vote, message me, do whatever you got to do. Tell me who was like the best in show out of who I show here tonight. And guys, I'm gonna kill you with this because I'm telling you, everyone gets better and better and better and better, and it's really crazy. And they really talked about the actual issues. This is what I love particularly about last night, and I want to play who I'm going to call, and I'm not going to use anybody's name. So anybody that I'm showing, I intentionally cut your name out. So if I did leave it in there in any of these videos, I apologize, but I think I got them. But I gave everybody nicknames. Okay, so this is Princess Goy. Princess Goy, she talks about illegal daycares, and it's something that, I think it was a big topic of the night because there was a rebuttal gave to it. And I want your impression on what happened here. So I'm going to play Princess Goy. This is actually like 2 minutes of Princess Goy. Stay tuned. Listen to everything she's saying because it is like dagger after dagger after dagger after dagger.
Because it outlines the law of that trust. So here is the other part I would like to talk to. I drive around town. I pick up my granddaughters, and I have reported in the past month 11 illegal daycares, we'll call them, or camps operating around town. They are unregulated. There's no safety protocols. This is tax fraud. And not one of you have responded to me. I have sent it to all of you. But what you have done is you handcuffed code enforcement the same way you handcuffed code enforcement, Ms. Kuhn, by destroying that department and cutting it in half. So, Mr. Bernstein here.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. So, damn it. We have to listen to the whole thing again.
Right.
I spilled something, and I did not mean to hit that guy. So, listen, she goes on to say that Mr. Bernstein, I'm going to sum up what she says. Sorry, Princess Goy. Mr. Bernstein uses that daycare, and it's an illegal daycare. And I saw the flyers for this that she was about to get in touch with. It was definitely a summer day camp. That's the way it was presented in these flyers. It was a summer day camp for children. And she's saying that not only is an illegal summer day camp for children operating in a residential zone, that Council President Bernstein's own children attend this school. And that is what she was saying. So I'm gonna do this before I get your opinion on it, okay? Then what you had was a, what do you want to call it? Was this a rebuttal? What would you say to this? What do you think it was? Like the I guess the girl who got up to speak.
Oh, the young girl.
Yeah. Well, I find her.
Are you gonna play? You want me to give you a little spiel?
Yeah, give a spiel on it. Why I find this.
So I was very surprised to see a young girl go up there. Very intelligent girl, very well spoken, to the point where I was like a little taken aback. So she was basically, as you'll see in the clip, she goes on to compare this day camp to a lemonade stand, basically assigning innocence, assigning like it's a no big deal type of thing.
Like this, right?
Like just what we're about to see.
I'd like to comment on the comment of, it sounded like a very concerned resident. So she was Ms. Hannah. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. She was basically saying something about backyard day camp kind of thing. I don't know. I just find it, especially as a young person, a little bit funny, a little humorous, because that sounds like something that maybe I and like an older friend might do, like a lemonade stand kind of thing, like babysitting. I don't know. And until we start sanctioning and taxing and being all worried about lemonade stands, are those lemonade stands up to FDA standards? I don't think there's any reason to be so concerned or worried about what sounds like, I could be wrong, but it sounds like, I don't think the whole house is being used. It's not a big daycare, but
so she goes on to say that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the response. When she gave that response, what was your impression?
I was very I was upset, and I'll tell you why. There's two lines of thinking. So she was put up to it, which was my initial thought, was an adult instead of growing a pair, and this I probably might get mad talking about it again, because I felt bad for her. Also, listen, at the end of the day, the residents had so many reasons to be upset, but there's still a child up there, and they were upset at what she was saying, because I think they felt it's not like Jackson residents were hollering at children. I think they felt exactly like I did. Like, did an adult just put this young girl who should be running a lemonade stand? How's that? You're putting a young girl up to something, and I believe another excellent speaker said something similar. She's innocent. She shouldn't have to worry about these. So either A, she was put up to it, or B, she's so smart and so involved in adult problems that she did come up with this opinion on her own. To me, it felt like she was manipulated by an adult to get up there, sweet little kid, and to get up there and to make the adults feel bad because they're not going to holler at the kid.
Use the sympathy thing. Listen, again, I think it's incredibly bold for her to get up there. In that adult situation, and she did so with confidence, man. So you got to give her that. I do feel like she didn't understand the argument. Okay, and it was one of those go up and say this type situations to try to deflect away from what's actually going on. Let me show you guys this lemonade stand. Now, there's no audio to this, but what are you going to see? You are going to see a group of people walking out with their children. Now, this looks like a daycare to me. What does this look like to you? This looks like a daycare. Does it look like? Do you know the video I'm talking about? Because you can't see it, right?
I saw the video.
Yeah. This is people driving up. This is how much traffic. You see it. People walking out with their kids, holding their kids' hands, carrying their kids, multiple kids, all parents picking up their kids at the exact same time. This is what you're seeing, everybody. This isn't a lemonade stand. This is 100% not a lemonade stand. And something's going on my computer, so I'm going to try to. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So when she's speaking about it, what she's not understanding is this is what the residents are seeing. That right there, what I showed you, what the residents are seeing. And let me tell you something else that a lot of people don't know about that. Let me show you this house. See this house right here? You notice that house 202? Well, that house happens to be on a street. And if you look up that street, because the Freedom of Information request that we have, there is, I think, 15 different Section 8 houses on that block. Now, that one I don't believe was on the list, that specific house, but next door to it was, and next door to that was, and there was all Section 8 throughout the entire thing. So that's the same house, and I looked it up, and I was able to find it, I was going through the different numbers, anything that was close to 200, 202, I was looking them up, and that was that house. And when you zoom out, there's that house, and there's another one right next to it, okay? But that's clearly being used as a daycare. And it was one of them houses where it's like the house here that's attached to the other house. So there's like one big building, but it's split into two. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
That's the lemonade stand. And what bothers me about that whole situation is they put that girl in a situation where I kind of have to call them out and prove them wrong, but I'm making it look like I'm going after this little girl.
100%.
It makes it look like, oh, you're putting her on blast by putting her on your show. No, you put her on blast. You have no business putting her on blast. You have no business putting her up there. Good for her for doing it, but you have no business putting her in that position. It's kind of like that one, climate change activist, Greta Thunberg.
That's exactly.
Greta Thunberg. And it's like you put this girl in there and you threw her into the limelight. You threw her into the spotlight. Now you don't get to cry when the spotlight is pushed back on you. Less thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I mean, she's a child, and it sharp as a tack. Don't get me wrong, but she shouldn't have to worry about it. She should be playing with her friends, doing her homework like normal kids do. I was a little disturbed. You know what? If hey, maybe we're wrong. Maybe by her own intuition and whatever else, she went up there. She just had a point she wanted to make. It didn't feel like that. Even the way she starts the sentence, which is like, well, I don't know, kind of like a lemonade. Like it's very rehearsed, which it sounds like someone gave her a script to follow, and I do not like that. Leave children out of adult problems. That's my end statement with her.
Leave children out of adult problems, and I think Chris Pollock put a stamp on it. And he didn't do it right then. He waited a little bit and then decided to put this one out there.
I didn't want to respond before out of respect, but what Ms. Hannum brought up are illegal uses, illegal commercial enterprises going on in a residential neighborhood. One, it's not fair to the people who live nearby. Why should they have people dropping off, their kids like it's an actual daycare, 20 cars rolling up? They're operating illegally. They're taking money. They're not paying taxes. They're not being taxed on that. This is just, it's illegality. It's not okay. And now take into account that it's children. There's licensing. There's insurance. What happens when a child gets hurt? What's going to happen? People have valid concerns. They don't care who you are, where you're from. They care about you following the rules. It's really that simple. And if there's an illegal operation, I'd like to think we do something about it, especially when children are involved.
Especially when children are involved. I love when he's so matter of fact, that guy. Let me tell you something about Chris Pollock that everybody doesn't understand. Like, there is no gray area with that dude. Like, there is none, bro. It is like you see him. The person that's up there is the person that was hanging out in my backyard.
Same exact.
He is the exact same human being that no matter what. Yep. And this literally disgusts him. Like, how is this that difficult? I don't understand it, and I think he goes about it in like such a good way. Who do we want to go to? So I'm going to play one of each. Listen, every one of my videos I'm going to put online clip because I think every one of you guys have to hear it. I'm going to play one by each one of these guys. This is 2 minutes of who I'm calling the Silver Chief. Okay, the Silver Chief, because this guy was an absolute stud. Do we want to do Silver Chief on public records or the fair housing issue? Let's do the fair housing issue. Here's the Silver Chief.
First, let's look at the facts regarding the amended site plan 837-3, which impacts block 4801, lot 5.04. The developer JPO Jackson LP obtained its original municipal approvals based on specific layout presented to this town and its future residents, which include a shared community clubhouse. Now there is an active push to substitute that clubhouse for an entirely different type of complex. This looks like a classic bait and switch.
So, dude, so he goes on to blast them. This is goes under the Fair Housing Act. I was somebody said that, tried to buy in a certain area and was not allowed to buy in a certain area. That was a common theme of that last night, right? I mean, how many people do you think went up to the mic and said, listen, the discrimination when it comes to who could buy a certain house in what area is real. And what this guy was saying was, guys, here's the bottom line. This is actually happening. And I don't know why this isn't nationwide news, but you have actual discrimination that's going on in Lakewood, New Jersey, Toms River, New Jersey now, Jackson, New Jersey. You have discrimination happening. And I'm attesting to it right here, right now, in front of everybody. This isn't a Fair Housing Act because you're excluding certain groups of people. You're turning whole communities that were supposed to be designed for a diverse group of people, and you're turning them into a society that was designed for a select group of people. That's what I think what a big theme was overall on the night. How many people spoke to that, you think?
One person jumped out in my head. Excuse me. There was this woman that went up, another rock star that spoke. She followed her husband. You probably have the clip, I'm sure, but I'll give a quick rundown of it. She went just on that. She's a realtor. She said she had a client looking at a home. She wanted to show it. The person, I guess the seller was like, oh, we're actually an attorney review. And then she's like, oh, really? Like, when did you go into attorney review? And she's like, I don't know. Like, well, people usually know when they go into attorney review. So she ends up, well, I have this potential buyer, they're coming from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, blah, blah, blah. She goes, oh, they're coming from Williamsburg. You can show the house. Ends up that the couple was a old Sicilian couple, but regardless, they didn't want the house, but all of a sudden that the house was available when they're from a certain area. That was just
she assumed that it was going to be a certain group of people.
Just a little fishy. So
it was this her? I called her Brooklyn.
The second thing I wanted to bring up also was that when you have someone knock at your door and say, oh, I see you bought your house for $300,000. I'm going to give you $500,000. You're like, oh, wow, I'm going to make $200,000. So many times I see this happening, and then they could have gotten $700,000 or $750,000 for their house. So find, not me, find the realtor you trust and go with that person. But even better, keep your house and stay, because we're a great town.
Keep your house and stay.
She's great.
Hey, you know what? Listen, when you get some of these people, you're right. And this one guy had me fucking cracking up. I call him the Walk, right? Let me play the Walk for you. I have so many of these videos stacked up.
Highlight them. These are the people I want to hear.
Oh, dude,
I
want to highlight them because this guy walked up. Where is that? Where is that video? I cannot believe this pisses me off having this many videos.
It's all right.
And it's like I thought I had him sitting there. Oh, the Walk, there it is. You know what it is? I moved the one to get it back and it switched up. This guy, you could tell just how he walked up to the microphone and how he grabbed the mic, that he was like it looked like you're all in big trouble, right? Look at it.
Boy, it's amazing how quiet things can get when a lot of people come out.
First off, that one went over people's heads. I was laughing. He said that, and I was like,
but the way he walked up, like, hey, I'm about to ruin your whole fucking day, pal. It's crazy how quiet it got, huh? You fucking son of a bitch, yeah. Right? Fucking dude. So you went from like Brooklyn to that guy. It's like fucking. Do you understand what happens when we come in town, right? With a whole bunch of Italians, especially like mobbed up looking Italians, took over the entire town in New Jersey. I'm telling you, there'd be a problem. There wasn't. We know this has happened. It's already been a problem. Yeah. It's already been a problem. Rob says it's a weak pattern. I'm going to start trying to check there's a lot going on right now, man. So Adam Haiti says, check the text. So let me play Adam because he is,
Adam rocked it.
Adam's awesome. So let's get to the Adam issue, man, because that was a really big issue. So
eons about that.
So let me play Adam on what he said. Well, what did you think? Like, why don't you give everybody one find Adam's video? Like, it's the precursor to it. So what was the thing that they did? I know they kicked Adam. They Adam was being a little raucous at one of the meetings, and they abruptly. I watched the damn thing. It was listen. I love Adam. Okay, he was a little bit out of line. He was a little bit Adam. Okay, you're a little bit out of line, all right. But I think he was righteously out of line because the thing that bothers me and what I know drives Adam crazy is that they don't answer your fucking questions. And when he's up there beating them with their own information with these Oprah requests and they're thank you for your kind response, sir, you know, it drives him crazy. Mm-hmm. So he starts getting a little out of line when he shouldn't be saying things. And, you know, excuse me, but they abruptly end the meeting, right? Mm-hmm. So then the next week, what they do, they said the door, what was it? The doors that they just installed were not fire rated. Was that it?
So there was some nonsense. So the reason they canceled that one, you know, right before was some BS about the doors not being up to code. Everyone kind of knew what it was. Like I said in the beginning, though, that kind of was the catalyst to the extra layer of energy we had at this meeting. When it comes to Adam, he definitely gets his flowers for the clip we're gonna find, but it sounds like, you know, allegedly, it sounds like they tried to spook him a little bit. So, and
sounds like it. And dude, you know the movie Black Adam. I'm calling him White Adam because he was that impressive.
Actually spent on land preservation, and none of you guys denied that. None of you denied it. You strictly commented on my rhetoric. In fact, that was June 23rd. The following day, on June 24th, Councilman Palmieri, after he bankrupted our school district, he sent an email to Mayor Kuhn and Chief Nelson over here saying that my comments on the financial data were politically motivated and that we need 2 uniformed police officers at council meetings. No, it gets weirder. The next day, this guy, our administrator, who makes $300,000 and a township vehicle, and you guys all pay for his gasoline costs. Wait, he views my LinkedIn profile. And on that same night, a rental complaint comes in against my family saying we're illegally renting. Wait, no, ready for this? And 4 days later, July 1st, Mr. Tarafanko phone calls code enforcement himself and says, please go inspect this address. I'm not intimidated, but that is clearly, it's not rocket science. It takes a 4th grade level of education to understand that is retaliation. You retaliate.
That is 100% retaliation, right? And this is, dude, this is what's his name? Tarafanko's excuse. Now, I'm highlighting this because I think that what he says here, and I want you to put it in the comments when he says the magic word. When he says the magic words, and it's actually one word, but it's a phrase that they use. I think this has to be something everybody has to look into because far too many towns, councils, abusive governments, this is how they abuse power, was this phrase. And I don't even think this guy realized what he was saying because they are in such tilted mode of like they're nervous. They're trying to respond. They don't know how to respond. And this is what this guy said. Listen for it.
On the same date, Mr. Cheney from Code Enforcement sent me an email indicating the property is not registered as a rental.
Before you called him or after you called him?
I didn't call him. I emailed him.
I have Cheney on record, a phone call recorded. He allowed me to record with his permission.
Okay, that's great. Can I finish, please?
Are you going to address the lie or not?
I'm addressing your lie. Can I finish? No.
Excuse me,
property owner was identified, nor was Mr. Haiti mentioned as being a resident living at this address. Later on, at 4:08 p.m., I responded back to Mr. Cheney and asked him to assign an officer to follow up as we, meaning administration and the mayor, received concerns that the property was being used as a rental. 4:23 on the 30th, Mr. Cheney replied back stating absolutely he would assign someone. Again, excuse me. Again, 4:37 that same date, I emailed the mayor informing her that Mr. Cheney confirmed that the property 70 Verbena is not registered as a rental property. And as a result, I asked an officer be assigned to follow up on the complaint that we received. Thursday, July 2nd, 9:10 a.m., I received an email from Mr. Cheney from Code Enforcement with Officer Sada's report attached, as he was the officer followed up on a complaint. The owner then was identified in a report by Officer Sadie as Mr. Badgery.
What was the magic word? Did you hear it?
I was thinking about my initial thought. You tell me the magic word, then I'll tell you my thought.
Yep, go ahead.
My thought first, or the magic?
Yeah, what was your thought first?
My thought first was, and listening to it again reminded me. That's all he said. All he did was defend himself. All the other stuff that was said. This is what my first thought about him last night. All this other these issues being discussed, these residents spilling their hearts, and all he did was defend himself. All he cared about was clearing his name. He didn't care about. And I don't know this,
but
guy,
it was defending yourself in this horseshit way, because here was the magic word: complaint. Oh, we got a complaint, and it's always an anonymous complaint. Oh, we can't tell you who the fuck it is, but we got a complaint, so we have to check it out. And that's our, it's our duty really for the safety of the town is to check out all these complaints. And, I don't even have to do any research for this complaint. I just dish it off to somebody and say, hey, go handle it. And, it just happens that I'm going to check out this guy's LinkedIn account, and then a complaint's going to come in the next day, and then it's immediately going to get handled. How many complaints do you see in a town that never get handled ever in their lives? People complain and complain and complain. There's 30 Mexicans living behind me and 47 cars. Can you do something about it? There's literally 4 families living behind me. There's 4 fucking families living behind me. They say it every day, and nothing gets done about it. And you hear it in Howell, you hear it in Jackson, you hear it in Brick, nonstop. Can you guys do something about the 17 fucking families living behind me? Right? Their kids don't speak English. They're throwing shit over the fence. You hear it all the time. Does that complaint ever go answered? No. But this complaint somehow immediately gets taken out. And then this guy, I don't know anything. And then he relies on a report. So he said, oh, we got a complaint, and then here's a report that you all can read that proves what I say is right. Ready?
Here's the report, and it's for everybody's viewing, and anybody can have a copy of this. Nowhere in this report is Adam Hady's name mentioned, or if he was present or not when Officer Sada conducted his original investigation.
What does that mean? Bro, that doesn't mean anything. Tarafenko, you deserve to lose your job, your $300,000 job. You should be fired because you weaponize government and you're using some bullshit excuses like we got a complaint. Oh, is that all it is? You call up a buddy and say, hey, we got to lob an anonymous complaint against somebody. That way we can just start fucking with them because we have to follow up on all complaints. We have that. That's called swatting, you piece of shit. That's what you people did to him. You swatted him. Where people just say, hey, this guy's got guns in the house, and cops go flying to their house, that's called swatting. What you did was a form of swatting to this man. And listen, when he started with we got a complaint, that we got a complaint drives me batshit crazy. Because when they do that, you're responding to that complaint, not all of them. And that really pisses me off. Less thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I just want to say Adam is extremely intelligent. He works with, I think it's his nonprofit, or he works with the nonprofit in Jackson. He really cares what he's doing. So to me, if someone's going up there and they're spilling their heart and trying to actually fix things in town, preserve what we have going on, I don't care what he says. We're Americans, and you don't get to bully someone just because they're trying to go against your interests or whose ever interest it is. So
we do not have to speak nicely.
No, we don't.
We don't have to speak nicely. They do not have to like. You could curse. You could really get kind of loud, and as long as you're not threatening or any of that stuff, they have to grin and bear it. This is Supreme Court stuff, And I don't understand why these people act. These people act like they can't be spoken to in a manner like, guys, get on a job site and get spoken to on a job site for a little while. And I'm telling you, there's nothing anybody on planet Earth that could say to you that's going to hurt your feelings because you've already been said worse shit on the job site pouring some fucking concrete.
So I have my dad.
Right? It's insane. Let's highlight a couple more people, and I'm gonna put some of the comments on the screen. If you have any questions for us, if I see a question in the chat, I will ask the question. Comments I'm gonna let go today because there's a lot of you guys. You guys are ripping. I really appreciate you guys. By the way, right now, all together, let's get a collective finger of that like button. Give the fucking middle finger to that like button as you're giving the middle finger to the government. Because I got to tell you something, man. That's what I heard. And you know what the best? These are the people that I love the most. So you have the bombastic people like me that just beat people with questions, and then you have the people that are real demeaning, and then you have the women who have their way about them, and you have all these people, and then you have the silent assassins. And this silent assassin gets up there, and he gets up there, and he's just incredibly calm. His whole presence is calm. And while he's speaking calmly to you, you don't realize that you are getting completely sliced the fuck apart. Here's the silent assassin. Listen to this guy.
Question is, why are the residents so upset? Because for a long time, for years, they felt that their voices weren't heard. Why is it when Councilman Pollack makes that opening statement, there's an ovation? It's monolithic. It all happens at the same time because we believe that he speaks for us, that we believe that he's disrupting things as usual. Unfortunately, this has been going on for a decade or more. It's just come to a head and the people are upset. Adam Heidi speaks about.
So he said that, and then he goes on to say this. This guy I want to play twice because this right here was probably the most profound thing that I don't know if anybody picked up, but I listened to this thing twice today, and every single time I think my body reacted to this the most. Like I get it by like, whoo, like my body will almost get like a weird, like proud, like almost want to start crying moment, like sometimes. And this guy got me into it because I think he gets it, right? And I like to pretend right now that he was channeling me when he said this, because he says one thing about that, right? Listen.
But the people are seeing that there can be change. And there's been a few people that have spearheaded this change. And you see when they clap, they're not clapping for the people, they're clapping for the message. People want to be represented. And they all do it in unison. They all do it in harmony. And it's just a passion that we have. And we have a passion for the environment. And we want the development to slow down. At least when I was in Middlesex County.
So she got the phone, and she got the phone for us. Says someone tried calling in. So listen, that's what he said, though. Awesome. They applaud the message. They don't applaud. They're not applauding us. They're not applauding Chris. They're applauding the message. And one of the things that I'm saying that people say to me the most is, bro, I really appreciate you because you say what everyone's thinking. You say what we can't say. And I think that guy gets it, man. They are applauding the message. And it isn't about the message. The message is what is resonated with everybody. The message is what everybody agrees with if you live in our area and you're not part of one community, right? And the message is resounding across the entire board. And what I love about what I heard, it's these guys we were talking, kindergarten, like daycares and discrimination and all these issues that if you dared say anything, you were deemed anti-Semitic or you were deemed something. And now people were talking about them without fear. They were out there saying, listen, enough is enough. That was awesome to watch, man. Just the fearlessness out of everybody. And I'm going to show the next woman. You want to see fearlessness. What do you think about the silent assassin before I move on with him?
He was towards the end, and he was like the cherry on top. I spoke to him a little bit after. I already knew who you were talking about before you played the video. So well spoken. He should probably be narrating books for a living with that buttery voice. He just crushed it. He knew what to say. He should go up there every meeting.
He should go. You know who else should go up there every meeting? Listen, this guy messages me a lot. Ed messages me a lot, and he says, "I'm that guy." The walk. This is Ed. Ed, are you telling me this is you for real?
Boy, it's amazing how quiet things can get when a lot of people come out.
Ed, bro, nice to meet. The way you ripped you're like, give me this motherfucking mic. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. you're cool. Fuck you, I'm out. And he was looking at Chris Pog when he says, you're cool. That's you, bro. Ed, man, that was badass. Like when I saw you, Ed, I was like, the second you took like one step into the camera and you were looking around, I'm like, this guy, this fucking guy. I love it. Adam Haiti says, how does a $300,000 business administrator get involved with rental complaints? I can tell you the truth, Adam. I know in my town, the business administrator signs on every single one of them. I'll tell you why, because when towns have zero money, what they do is they cut high salaries of only certain things that they feel that they can get rid of while they give other people high salaries. And what they do is they put more work on their business administrator. That's why they pay $300,000. So I know in Bricktown, our business administrator was really like the manager of the town, but really the manager of like 3 separate departments within the town because they haven't hired people back. That just happened to be during the election year where they were trying to funnel all their money into that without raising taxes. Lo and behold, we're fucking broke. So that's how it happens. Your town has no money. So now this guy is overseeing every part of the town, and he is probably approving all those type of deals. I bet anytime there is a real complaint and they go out and look at it, his name's probably on it. That's just that's the reality of the situation here. Let's see who else do we want to play. I am going to play. How about this? Ready? Let's call her the Pocket Professor. The Pocket Professor was awesome, and I like what people were saying. This is how people in this area feel. This is how people feel. And a lot of people call me names because I'm the middleman that tells everybody how everyone really feels. I'm giving you the truth about how you make people feel, and I'm trying to give them the truth about how they actually feel coming in. And I'm trying to do it the whole way. The Pocket Professor, she was a short little firecracker, man. You know exactly who I'm going to talk about.
I've guessed everyone.
She has 2 perfect ones, and listen to her on how residents feel.
Many longtime residents feel that the need of established neighborhoods are taking back seat while politician leaders refuse to address obvious problems. Instead of protecting the people who already live here, it often feels like the government is accommodating the demands that fundamentally reshapes the residential communities without regards to the neighbors that are affected in this town. People are afraid to speak because they are immediately labeled as intolerant. But asking for equal enforcement of the law is not intolerance. Asking for the residential neighborhoods to remain residential is not discrimination. Asking that everyone follows the same rules is not prejudice. This council was elected to represent every single person in this room and in this town. Not the loudest voices and not the most politically connected and not any single group. You're here to represent every single person, regardless of what we are.
Dude, phenomenal. And that isn't that what everyone feels right now? Everybody watching right now, let me know. Tell me, is that what you feel? Is that what you feel if you live in Ocean County, or do you have that same feeling with something else that's going on in your town, in any town USA? There are nationwide viewers here, but what she says is real basic. This has to be applied equally, right, across all boards. Is it like I remember you sitting here the first time you were there, and that's really what you were fighting for in Howell. That was what moved you, right?
That's still all I'm fighting for. There's got to be rules for everybody or nobody. And the best part about last night and all these amazing speakers was they were just me. And I get people online that are like, oh, thank you for what you're doing. But you don't have to thank me. I'm just them. They're me. We're the same type of person. I just go to more of them, and for whatever reason, I got some traction, but that's why I got involved. It's people like that. Everyone, I haven't met one person that is actually a hateful person, that actually is a bigot or anti-Semitic or any of these things. People are looking at actions. I'm going to say it to the camera. People are looking at actions. They're not looking at what you do privately in your home. They're not looking at anything else. They are looking at what we can see with our eyes. They're looking at actions. Is that for us? Let's try for us. Let's do it.
Let's try to get a call. Welcome to the Caltrop. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carlos Martins. I'm from Jackson.
Carlos. What's up, Carlos?
They call me Carlitos. My friends
Carlitos.
call me
I was gonna call you Cuban B when I was gonna bring you up. Carlos from Jackson. Let me show you guys everybody who is here. And he was talking about the clock. Ready? Now, Carlos, I was just about to get to you, bro. I'm glad that you called. Carlos was talking about this clock. In Jackson, they have a broken clock. Apparently, it's always been broken, and it's a historical clock, and it's been sit. And this guy had a number of different great ideas. Right? This is you, right, Carlos?
That is me.
Check him out on the clock.
A theme that comes out to the audience. The clock, right? So I understand the clock outside was damaged during a historical snowstorm, right? I also understand that clock wasn't working even before it got damaged, right? So my proposition is, don't worry about making it perfect, right? Bring it back and it's not working, that's fine. And as much as you can. And on the plaque, imagine this, it's a historical clock. That's why it's there. It's not to tell the time. Put it out there on the plaque, that, established in such a date, damaged on an historical snowstorm, blah, 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 blah. All that makes part of the history. That's beautiful.
All that makes part of the history, Carlos. Bad C. I called you C low on the thing. So C low, bro. You tell me. I think I loved what you did because you were up there and you were trying to give solutions, bro. And that's something I always liked about you is you're a solutions-based guy. You don't just go up there and bitch. You always come up with solutions. So give me what you're calling for. What are you thinking here?
Yeah,
bud?
the reason I'm called so I think based on some of the text, you get that I love Joe, man, and I love his style. He's what I want to be when I grow up. I think that's great.
Thank you.
And I did actually one time go to the Howell Council, and I always have to say something. So, but anyway, I think Joe's great. But what I really wanted was, hey, I don't know if you're going to show, what I call the professional protesters, or basically putting on the show and stuff, because that was really my only problem with the whole thing. Was
so I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll talk about that because I liked the reason why Joe's sitting here right now. And there's a reason for it because I reached out to him only, and he said yes. Okay, number one. And the reason why I reached out to him only because I appreciate what he did in the moment there. Okay, now I love Michael Vingileos. I love that what he's doing is essential, and I think what Will does is essential. I think they have their role and I think they have their place. I don't think that was the place or the forum. It was too serious and it was too right on. It was too on point to do that type of shit. You do that in clown environments, right? Which is the court jester type stuff. You don't do that in those type of environments because you steal what that was all about, if you ask me, right? And now I get it. I don't think they understood what it was about. It was, it was a big council meeting to go to. It was obviously going to get a lot of views, a lot of people talking about it. The reason why I didn't go is for that purpose, because I knew Joe was going to go there and represent the well-spoken group of us, right? I didn't want to put myself in that situation, and I knew those two were going to do their thing as well. Now, the thing I will say about it was in a tense environment, it is sometimes good to have that little fucking break, So there's two sides to this coin, man. But that's my thoughts on it. What do you think, Joe?
I think I try to look at everything, everything happens for a reason. I think that exactly what you said, that was my perspective. Guys like them have their role as well. It was getting serious there, which it has every right to be serious. It's a very serious thing going on in Jackson and all over our area. I laughed. I couldn't, it was both times I've seen them online. I didn't even know it was those two guys until I was like, oh, these I've seen these guys. So I'm looking at it as, it will get views, and maybe someone that wasn't intimately aware of what is going on in our area will be like, oh, this is funny. What else is going on in that town? So I think that's also, I'm not going to speak for them, but from my perspective, I spoke to them both after. Very smart guys. They started like, regular people in town going to complain at the on stage, and they just went this angle. And I think it served a purpose. It serves a purpose, yeah. But I can see both perspectives.
Yeah. What do you think, CeeLo?
Yeah.
Oh, me? Yeah. So one thing I'm afraid of is let's not turn it into a circus, right? There are important issues, and we want to hear we all want to hear from the residents, the ones that are suffering through this, right? And that includes neighbors, right? And the neighborhood. We're a big community. But turning into my thing is, if the only reason you're there is because you want to get clicks later on and views, that to me seems wrong. I understand what you said about the comedy part. I totally agree with that.
I would
right?
say that's
that
their
kind
only
of break.
aim. Knowing those two, I would say that's their only aim, but I do think it's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I do get it. And that's, if you notice, one of the things that I rarely do, and it would get me a lot of views when I blast away at these meetings. Like I did it when I was in Manchester. It was some of my highest rated stuff, but I don't do it when I do it in Brick. Because I feel like when I'm up there to speak there, I don't want to make it seem like I'm doing it for those type of clicks. But hey, brother, I got to set you off. We have another call coming in. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
CeeLo, great job yesterday, brother.
No problem.
Hey, welcome to the Caltrop. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Like when I'm up there to speak.
I'm calling from Jackson, actually.
How you doing, buddy? Tell whoever's behind you to shut up. Is that me? Tell me to shut up, buddy. So what's up, man? What do you got today for me?
Well, basically, I was at the meeting as well. I've been heavily involved in the politics in town. I work with Adam Haiti. I sit on a number of boards, and obviously, we all seem to be getting harassed by the administration. I've been in politics in Jackson since 2005.
Now, what did you speak about?
Pardon me?
What did you speak about?
I spoke about, I'm on the Open Space Committee, and we never received, they were doing an $800,000 purchase for Grawtown Road, and we never got any information from them. Our mayor actually lied and said we did get the information. Morty Bernstein actually mentioned we didn't, and I tried to get the information, and we thus far have not received it. It's been a month. I even Oprah requested. I shouldn't have to Oprah request anything. I did ask it from the clerk, and we've gotten no information whatsoever. We got no appraisal on the property. They already voted on it. Many of the council members never even saw the appraisal and voted yes on it.
Did you ask them if they knew? I may have video of you, so I'm trying to play you as we talk.
Yeah, I have a ball cap on. So
was it a red ball cap? A red one? Were you wearing red?
No, it was a light ball cap. It was like a light gray.
I will try to call. I will try to.
I remember your presentation. I don't remember what nickname Mike has in there.
Yeah, and I called out the mayor because she was trashing me at the VIP event at Six Flags Great Adventure. My son happens to be in HR.
Yes.
Oh, that was. Oh,
well done, by the way.
Was this you?
I help Great Adventure solve some of their problems. I do that. I volunteer a lot around town, and I do help a lot of businesses. And I developed an awesome relationship with Six Flags. We brought the Kindercut car to our Jackson Day event last year. And they did such a great job. I asked them if they needed any help in anything else, and I put some meetings together that helped them with our construction department.
I'm gonna. Hold on. Let me see if this is you.
3 years now. I've never felt so poor in my life. Now that I don't.
Wasn't you? Because I don't have it. I have you here, bro.
Right after that guy.
You said I don't appreciate. And
I'm the next one up, I think, right after.
I have it as I don't appreciate what you said because they were talking shit on you, right?
Yeah.
What were they saying? Help me understand what was going on.
The mayor apparently, when she came into the event, said that I'm not trustworthy. They shouldn't invite me to these VIP events. And that got back actually to me. My son happens to be employed there. So, and I called her out on it. She just made a face and then what she normally does and doesn't answer.
I 100, sometimes videos don't come across like in the mayhem of where I'm doing. Sometimes they don't come across, but I had you up there because you said, Mrs. Mayor, I don't appreciate you bad mouthing me.
Correct.
Right, that was you. Yeah. Listen, bro, you were in the show. I had you here, and you weren't in the show because I can't find the video.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's why I wanted to call in. I know a lot what's going on in town. I'm supporting obviously Chris Pollock and Elliot Chimtoff. And I have an excellent relationship with our largest taxpayer, which just so happens to be our amusement park in town.
Oh, this is you.
When can we have that information?
I'm going to respond to you after.
I have a question for our mayor. I did see her at the amusement park. I don't appreciate her telling the HR department I'm not to be trusted and I shouldn't be invited there. My son works for the HR department.
Freeze.
I don't know if you could hear it coming through, but I actually had you listen to Mr. Walken. You kind of sounded like Mr. Walken. If I was to be Mr. Walken, I'd be scared. You're gonna stare him in the face with a soldering iron. Wow, this guy. I was like, you sound just like Walken.
Yeah.
You get that
So I try to remain calm. It gets upsetting. I have an excellent reputation in town.
Do you hear that you sound like Christopher Walken a lot, or what?
I've been told that, actually.
I don't know. I've never been told too much.
I wish I could do that.
This
I come up to the microphone and do it that way. You get a lot more attention that way.
That's why I couldn't find it. I told you, hey, you were. I gave everybody nicknames, so you were definitely Mr. Walken.
That was pretty funny,
dude. That is great. So, hey, last thoughts, my man. By the way, I appreciate you calling in, man. I really loved you. You did a great job, by the way.
Thank you so much. Well, we'll be doing more. Like I said, I do a lot of research with several other residents in town. So
I love it. Anything else to add about your overall thoughts of the night?
Well, I mean, Charles is an interesting character. He actually sent a little bit of a not nice email to Six Flags, indicating I'm not an employee and they should deal with him directly. And I literally almost had to beg them to sit down with a meeting to help solve some of their issues.
Awesome. Hey, Mr. Walken, we have Amanda calling in. I really appreciate you, bro. Great job.
You got it. Nice talking to you.
Hey, I'm gonna guess who it is. Amanda from Jackson. What's your name? Where you calling from? Oh no, I guess.
Was it?
I don't know. I guess did I mess up something? I thought she was calling in. I had to call. Hey, did I get you? Try calling back in. I thought maybe I messed up. Maybe I wasn't supposed to read out who it was. Maybe she wanted to be anonymous. I don't know. I was looking at that. Hey, call back if you want to call back. I love to have you on. But listen, man, we had a couple of people. This dude, this is one guy I want to play. I call him King Kong Cohen. Okay. King Kong Cohen. This guy put it on these people. And if you're there, call back, by the way. King Kong Cohen, he was talking about how he was discriminated against and then approved because he was Jewish to buy this one area. This this was amazing.
You don't have to present anything to this town council. You just have to go to the community. How can in the township of Jackson, New Jersey, that it is only sold in Lakewood to certain people? Now, I do want to let Mr. McGolkin know that a day after that I had spoken to you, unbelievably amazing, Ella Shiva from Velocity Realtors calls me up and says, oh, no, Mr. Cohen, we know you're Jewish also. Your daughter can definitely buy a unit in the community. I said, oh, that's very nice. And Mr. Bernstein telling me, why would your daughter want to live there? She knows who's going to be living there.
Why would your daughter want to live there? She knows you would live there. But you could buy it because you're Jewish. Dude, King Kong Cohen, he killed it, man, because he was like, listen, I'm Jewish, so you guys just assume with my last name that, that I'm going to be one of you guys. Like and I'm not. And you're discriminating against other people. That was the best. Right. Hey, welcome to the Caltrop. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Mike, it's Amanda Trombetta. How are you?
Hey, Amanda Trombetta,
Amanda.
how are you? I believe you're running for council over there in Jackson, huh?
Yes, with Chris and Elliot.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. I assume you were in there. Were you as fired up as Elliot was, bro? Was your heart pumping like he was red? That dude.
It was, but I was on the floor for 3 hours. I didn't have a seat, so.
Oh, you were the one
Yeah.
Indian style in the back right
Yes.
there. That's good form out of you.
Yeah.
Nice.
I felt bad for the elderly people that were there and, the people that needed seats that didn't get seats, but it was a good turnout. There was a lot of people there, so that was good to see.
Awesome. What were your thoughts on it? Why are you calling in?
Well, you had just brought up Tarasenko, and I want to know, why did he have that report already printed out and ready to read it? What if Adam didn't show up? What if Adam wasn't going to get up and speak? Why did he have that report? Why was he ready to defend himself if he didn't need to?
I would say because chance favors the prepared mind, right? But he obviously knew that it was an issue. He knew that it was gaining traction, and these people, to me, when they go into defense mode and they search for excuses the way he searched for an excuse, and they use the complaint mechanism as an excuse, I think that speaks louder than anything else, right? What do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, the timing is awfully suspicious. That Adam and his family have been living there for 30 plus years and never had an issue. And then all of a sudden, Adam raises good and valid points. And then next thing you know, they're at his house for illegally renting. Like, come on, give me a break.
It's that was comical to me, the way they use it as an excuse. But no, I have no idea. I can't answer your question. I'm sure that I don't think they did a very good job answering your question either. What were your overall thoughts though on the night? Like, I love your take on it, but and you didn't speak, right? You didn't go up and say anything.
I mean, no, I had a speech prepared, but I didn't end up going up just because there was a lot of things happening. It was probably the most interesting council meeting I've been to, and obviously I've been to a lot, but that one definitely takes the cake. And, whether or not you agree with the performances and everything, it's bringing attention to the township. And
100%.
Maybe people who didn't have any idea of what's going on, now their eyes are open to what's going on, or they're at least interested. It piqued their interest, or it sparked a conversation to like, oh my God, what is happening? Let me tune in and see and learn for myself.
So running from council, do me a favor and answer this for me. You were obviously there and you didn't speak, so I'm assuming you did way more listening to people than anything else, right? What were your, I would say, 3 major takeaways from what the people were saying? I'm not asking you what you're going to do about it, but what were just some of the things that stuck with you that really maybe like hit home with you? What would you say they are?
People are definitely ready for a change. I think you see that with as many people who came up to tell people that the election is coming up in November, that they need to get to the polls if they want change. People are paying attention, and people are upset and they're angry because they're seeing their quality of life diminish right in front of them. And I think that they don't feel like they're being heard. But I also think that Jackson residents are depressed because for a long time they weren't coming to the meetings, because what was the point? They get up there and talk, and then the council president would ignore their questions or be condescending to them or make them feel belittled. So they felt like they didn't even have a voice at one point. And I think Chris did a really good job at making people feel like they're being heard and that they're being represented. And I think that more people are comfortable coming out now to talk.
It's that's something that I definitely see. I think, and that's just one of the reasons why I wanted to play everybody speaking tonight, because everyone was afraid to say this. And then Chris came along, and then I came along, and then other people came along. I'm not putting it all on me and him, because there's a lot of people that have been pushing this in a lot of different ways, but we were definitely a part of it, right? And now you're seeing it. They go, okay, well, they said it and there wasn't any consequences. And now hopefully people go home and they said their piece and they move on with their day and they don't get fired tomorrow. And there's no...
And people are sticking together now.
Yes.
They're banding together, and they realize that we're stronger together. Because, Eleanor and I ran together in 2024, and I lost by roughly 150 votes to Bernstein. But so many people in 2024 were afraid to sign my petition to even be on the ballot, because if they found out they signed it, they were afraid something was going to happen to them. And now people are like, I don't care what happens to me, let me sign it.
So any other big takeaways before I ask you about Morty?
No, I think the energy was good. I think I hope a lot of people continue to show up and active
What do you
in their
think? What do you
community.
think was the main theme of what was bothering the most people? Like, what's the theme that stuck out in your mind of the most people definitely hit on this topic? What do you think that is?
Well, I think they brought more attention to themselves by canceling the previous council meeting and lying about it and saying it was the doors when clearly it was not the doors. I think that, and the previous time before that, they shut it down because of Adam's comment. So the last two meetings, they had an excuse as to why it was either shut down or canceled. And I think that fired people up more so to be there, to be like, why aren't you having these meetings for us to come and voice our concerns?
And yes, and they definitely voiced their concerns. So that's interesting. Listen, Amanda, I love it. Any final thoughts? By the way, I got to get you here. You got to sit in the chair next to me where Joe is, and come on to the couch drop, and I give you a proper interview. How does that sound? And I love you calling in. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And Joe, great job last night. You did really, really good.
And really quick, Amanda, I wanted to ask you about this, and I've left Mariah's comment up there for a while. Let me take that down. So let me ask you this really quick. So Morty Bernstein actually apologized about the Adam situation. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think that was the right thing to do, and I was shocked by it, but it was good. And I think they tolerated a lot last night, because if this was weeks or months prior, they wouldn't have tolerated this. But I think they knew that they were going to take a beating, and they handled it very well. I thought they did a great job with everything that was going on last night. The apology was great.
I totally agree with you. I think that shows the power of the people. I think, once again, that's your proof right there, that when you go on, they are going to shut the hell up because there's too many of you. Right. And I put it this way. I know Morty's initial response to it was to blame Chris and deflect, and he was getting at it, and blame Adam and all that stuff. I hope it's genuine coming from Morty that he was apologizing for that. I say what you want about Morty. I think he's a very, very, very smart person. I think he's a smart politician. So I do think he saw that this issue was backfiring on him. He cut his Facebook feed and then put it back on, and then cut, so he played that game a little bit. But I definitely I think the apology. Put it this way, any politician that has the balls to say, yeah, I did something wrong, and I'm just going to try to learn from it, I do appreciate those guys. But hey, Amanda, any last words?
That's it. Thank you so much for having me on the phone. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for calling in. I really appreciate it. We message a lot, but a little bit back and forth. But listen, good luck on your campaign, and you're welcome to come on the show anytime you want. Really appreciate it, Amanda.
Later, Amanda.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Have a great night. That's awesome. So I think I played everybody, man. I really do think if you want to call in, give it a call. But listen, we played Mr. Walker. I played some King Kong Cohen. We talked about Paul Mary, so I don't have to talk to him. Lemonade stand. I just got a video about the lemonade stand.
I saw it before I got here.
I'll post it on my page. It looks like a guy, a proud dad. Like, yes, this woman's talking. Welcome to the Couch Rock. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Elliot Shantov, running for mayor.
Hey, you son of a bitch. Hey, this is what Elliot did. He was like, no, you love me so much, I'm going to ask for 20 more seconds. And then he's like, all right, you know what? How about this? Let's let everybody else in Jackson start talking, because I know that was you obviously clearly realized that was important. So what's up, buddy? How you doing, kid?
Not much, man. I love you. I love the show. I figured I'd give you a call.
Give me a call. So what was on your mind? What was your biggest takeaway, bro?
Well, the biggest takeaway was people showed up because they wanted to get heard, and at the end of the day, people are mad. The common thread in the town is people have had enough, right? They've had enough of the issues, right? So the overdevelopment, the traffic, all the basics, right? All the stuff that we've all been dealing with for several years now, 5-10 years. But I think the common thread is leadership. So leadership has failed this town. It's out of control. And when you look at the budget and the fact that the mayor could not be present for all the budget hearings, and then the budget gets sent out months late. I mean, we're going into August. We have no budget. Right? They have to do an assessed tax amount, which generally means people are going to get like an estimated tax bill. They're going to have to pay more money. And this is all because they didn't do the right thing. Yet back in January, the mayor says, we have a budget and it's ready to go. Do you? Because here we are now, and the state's looking at it going, this is crap, and it's not going to work. This is why people are pissed. One of the biggest threads in society today, in this country, is affordability. And granted, municipal taxes are 18% of your tax bill. But if your tax bill goes up 2 or 3 points due to municipal taxes, people don't want that. That's their hard-earned money. They're entrusting this government with accountability and visibility, okay, to take their money and spend it properly. And I'm sorry, this government has not spent our money properly. They have wasted our money, and it shows. And the state of New Jersey has now verified that.
No, they have absolutely verified it. Elliot, so let me do this. What do you think was the top issue on the people's mind? Real quick.
I'd say that the top issue on the people's mind is definitely going to be the budget. I think that's one of the biggest top issues. But I think also honesty. You know, they made a big deal about us making a big deal about the podium. Oh, the podium or the lectern, whatever you want to call it. But I think really when you break it down, what does that mean? That podium is a symbol. And it's not about just a barrier between the people and that dais. It's about honesty. And if you can't be honest about what they did with that podium, and we know what they did, they threw it in the trash and they crushed it. Okay, that's an oak podium made by the wood shop there. One of the classes at the high school made that. You could drop that thing off a roof and it wouldn't break. But the fact that they removed it, kept it out, claimed it was damaged, never returned it, and then at the end, Morty couldn't even answer with a straight face what happened to it. It's not about the podium. It's about government being honest. That's a microcosm of the entire night in a nutshell.
You know what?
And this is why people are going to come out in November. They're going to vote in a historic vote count against this government to remove them because they're bad people.
At first I wasn't liking your answer, but I like how you came full circle. You fucking Jen Paskey'd it, right? You circled back to a really good point. But because you're right. To me, the overlying theme was, special favors, not everybody being treated equally, and changing the town in one demographic versus the other. It was really, we are not involved in all that, but in essence, it does speak to exactly what you were talking about government. Hey, dude, listen, man, I appreciate you calling in. We are running late right now, but I love it, because listen, a lot of people here. We have big crowd in here. I really appreciate it across all the platforms. And this is an issue that everybody is listening to. What's your final message, I guess, for everybody, bro?
My final message is, at the end of the day, even though government controls a lot, we, the people, control the biggest political capital that exists, and that is your vote. If you do your civic responsibility just once a year for 10 minutes and come out and vote, you get real change. If you don't, you get the same garbage that's in office for 4 years that's going to affect your day-to-day life. You may not see a lot of effects when you go to vote for president, maybe even governor. But when you do this in a municipality like Jackson, you get dramatic change. Get to the polls, vote, make a change in your town. Mike, you're awesome. I love you. I love your show. You're fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. And as Dr. Fauci would say, I plead the fifth. One, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Anything Elliot says, I say fifth. I fucking love Elliot, bro. Really appreciate you, man. Good luck. Hopefully you clean up that damn town, bro. I'll tell you, it really needs it. But what I saw last night, Elliot, I got to tell you, man, you're inheriting a town with passion. You're inheriting a town that gives a shit about their town, and you're inheriting something where I think the people of Jackson are passionate about saving why they moved there in the damn first place. Mm-hmm. I think that was the essence of it. Really appreciate it, Elliot. Thanks, man. Later.
Thanks. Appreciate you. Take care.
All right, guys. Listen, man, we were like fucking killing it there. Is there anything else? Is there anybody else that wants to call in? Final shot. This is your last chance. Last call for alcohol with Mike and Joe.
I have to finish
My
the
3
one.
cans are empty. He's not drinking his, so I'm going to drink his. He brought them for me. Joe, you're too slow. I tried handing you
No,
that
I'm good.
beer,
Nope, I didn't need
bro.
it. I said
you
two and
you
done.
said I'm drinking 2, so I will
That's it.
have I will have 4. It's called the show host tax.
No, it's your house.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
driving.
called the show host tax. We are gonna take it. Hey, here we go. Ready? Welcome to the Couch Drop. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Last call
My
of the
name
night.
is
How you doing, buddy?
Chris Pollock from Jackson, New Jersey.
Oh, no shit. Listen, I got the entire fight
Wow.
for Jackson crew.
Honored.
You sexy son of a bitch. Let me tell you something. You asking Adam Haiti mid-sentence, hey, what email did that come from? And Adam's like, oh, it came from this one. And you basically proved that guy was an idiot and a liar all at the same time. Really appreciate you with that one, buddy. But how you doing, kid?
Doing good. Just nonstop working as usual. You know the deal. You're talking about Jackson, and that was one hell of a meeting last night.
What was your overall takeaway from it? Real quick.
The people are engaged. People care. The people are coming out. The people are willing to fight for Jackson. I think a lot of people they've just been so depressed about what's been going on in this town. They feel like they have not been represented, and they feel something inside again, and it's coming out, and they're showing up, and they want change, and it's happening. So it's amazing. I love the people of Jackson. They're wonderful people. They care about where they live, and they're willing to fight for it.
Listen, everybody, I appreciate everybody that's calling in the background. I can hear you calling in. I don't have call waiting or a lady sitting behind there taking the calls. So when Chris is done, I'll take calls for a little bit longer if everyone wants to call in. But dude, that was a great answer, and I love your answers. And do me a favor? How do you feel sitting up there seeing everybody playing copycat? From when me and you started talking about this, Chris, and how you really were like, how did I get myself in this situation, and where's it going, and all this stuff, and we had all these conversations, and now to come full circle and see that these people are playing you on TV, right? It's like you almost have Chris Pollock actors that are up there. They're trying to sound like you. I'm waiting for them to grow hair, like dress up and try to go after pedophiles in New York City type shit. This is what I'm talking about, bro. Like I feel like they are literally going to just take your entire life story and try to make it theirs. What is it sitting there watching these politicians kind of change into you?
Well, it's funny. I don't think you can trust them. But you know what? If it forces them to make better decisions, I think it's a good thing. I can't truly be mad at it. If they start making better decisions, if they start serving the people better, I think that's an overall good thing. That's the idea with all this, to create change.
Exactly.
And if it forces another councilman, it forces another politician to start making better decisions, start serving the people better, I'm doing my job.
Dude, you are 100% doing your job, bro. And let me tell you something. Last night was a culmination of, I think, all of our efforts, including the effort you started last night. I hope you felt like a proud parent like I did, bro, watching that take place, because that was one of the most impressive things. That's why I spent an hour and a half on it right now, because that was one of the most impressive things that I think I've ever seen a town kind of pull off. And I hope it translates in November. I really do. Dude, let's we have some other callers, but I do want to wrap the show up.
I'll get to them. Nobody needs to hear me talk anymore.
No, I love hearing you
thank
talk.
you so
bro.
much.
I fucking love hearing you talk. But
We'll
last
talk
thoughts,
again.
final thoughts, kid.
Final thought is, people of Jackson, I love you, and I will do everything I can for you, and that's all there is to it.
And that's the bottom line, because Chris Pollock said so. Chris 316 says, fight for fucking Jackson. That's what it says. And I just whooped your ass.
Good night, guys.
Good night, buddy. Later.
Thank you.
I love it, man. Oh, the whole fight for Jackson. Anybody else that was calling in, I do apologize. Chris Pollock takes precedent over you on my phone. He just does.
And that's the real guy right there. He talks to me the same way when no one's watching. He's a genuine person.
Last phone call. Let's try it. Oh wait, no, you guys called in and they got off before I could toss it out there. So let's do this. Let's start wrapping it up. If anybody else wants to call in, I'll take your calls. By the way, yeah, Mariah Prokop in the chat. This is another part of our homemade trio here. Okay, she is running for mayor of Manchester. If you live in Manchester, make sure you support her. Let's see. Last caller. Last caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Welcome to the Caltrop.
Hey, brother. Is Dan the computer man just calling in, saying hi? I saw that. I thought you were already done with caller, so I just like hung up whenever you said it, and I guess there was like a slight stream delay going on. So, dude, it's nice seeing you like still streaming, brother.
Damn right, still streaming.
Hell yeah, man! Like it's. I think it's important that you guys keep trying to find new things to add. Like, I think that you're doing a good job. No homo. And you should keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Dude,
listen,
I appreciate it. And we have another caller coming in. So, dude, listen. Dan the Community Man, check him out. I love it, bro. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, brother. Dude, I love when people call up to tell me like positive shit because I get said some nasty stuff. Hey, my last caller, give me a call. I take you last. I've seen you. Should we call them?
Is that possible?
You want to try calling them? I believe it's possible. Let's try calling
That's
this
how phones
guy.
work.
Yeah, this is how phones work. We could actually call you back. And it's ringing. Is he gonna answer? Let's see. Hello. You called the Caltrop twice, and I sent you the voicemail. What's your name? Where you're calling from?
Hey, it's Tony, and I'm calling from Tom's River.
Nice.
And I was a Jackson resident. I just want to tell you guys, hey, thanks for all you're doing, and same to Chris and Elliot, and yeah. But one thing I wanted to say was that I was in Jackson since 1987. I moved out a couple of years ago, but what I can see from and why I left was colonization. And excuse me for saying that, but
no, say it because you're right. It's colonization.
I just don't think Morty's not on that board for the glory of for Jackson. He's on that board for a specific lot of people. We all know that. Okay. So don't give them all that much credit, please.
No, listen, and I fully agree with you. What I try to do is give an honest assessment. But no, it's
I agree. I hear you. I hear you.
It's 100% appeasement, and I think you nailed it with what you said, man. Absolutely perfect.
Colonization, and same thing's happening down here in Tom's River. They're going to be going through the same shit.
100%. And Tom's River better get activated like Jackson's activated. Brick better do the same thing. Howell better do the same thing. And it has to be fairness across the board. Dude, listen, I got to tell you, I really appreciate you from Tom's River, man. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good evening. Huh? Take care.
Have a great night, sir. And they answer the phone as well. You got to love it, man. You have to love it. Listen, man, big crowd the entire time here. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. If everybody that has not finger blasted my like button, do so now. If you can, share this, because the bottom line, guys, is you guys got me out there. You guys are the reason why Tyler Oliveira called me. You guys are the reason why all of this is happening, why people walk up to us and say, hey, man, I follow you, and I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. You guys are the reason that happens. And the one thing you can do is help me by getting my ass out there more, because the bottom line is I am putting this on a national stage. I am trying to do this to where we are spokesmen for you guys, to where our issues get put out there. And the only way, I promise you, the only way you get politicians to act is when you embarrass them into action. We have got to embarrass these people by throwing their own words, their own actions, everything in their face. And the only way you embarrass these people is by being involved. When you get involved, you go to meetings, and then you go to planning board meetings, and then you can take that planning board info that you learned and take it to a council meeting and then shove it back down their throat a year and a half from now about what took place. And you watch that in Jackson happen all the time. That's what we have to do, everybody. That's the type of commitment I'm talking about. And listen, I know it's a lot. Trust me, I know it's a lot. I worked all damn day, and so did Joe. We all do this. Chris is up there. You all work. We all work our asses off. We shouldn't have to work our asses off at this. We should be able to have these people represent us, but they don't. So you do. That's it. Last message, bro. What do you think?
Yeah. One or two things I want to say, Jackson. I went to your meeting last night to support you guys. I was really impressed. I felt I went in there a patriot, and I walked out just completely amped up. Keep doing that. And to Howell and to every other township, to whoever is listening, do a little homework. Show up to your meetings. Support one another. And if you get good council people in there, which they do get in, support them too. You don't just vote for them and your job's done and you clean your hands and go home. You have to continue supporting. You have to continue educating yourself and show up to your meetings. It sucks that we have to do that, like Mike said, we all worked, and I'm exhausted going to these meetings, but it's worth it. I'm going to keep doing it. And I want you guys to remember, I'm just a regular guy. Mike's just a regular guy. Chris, we're all just regular people that were pissed off enough that we wanted to get involved. You can do the same, and you should.
Sorry, guys. I have got to turn the phone off because I am trying to get going. If you wanted to get anything in, listen, you could always call in on Friday. Friday is our fun day. Be sure to check in there if you want to have a nice, relaxing time before the weekend and just talk about random shit, conspiracies. And every Friday is a really fun. We're going to make fun of Fauci because of all this COVID stuff, honestly. So if you're calling in right now, I do apologize. I've got to wrap it up. Otherwise, I could do this, trust me, all night. But guys, please be sure. Check us out on Friday nights, or check me out on Friday night, 8 o'clock-ish. I started about 8 o'clock-ish. I can't say 8 anymore. But it's my fault every other night. I can't say I started at 8. I started 8 o'clock-ish, okay, somewhere around there. Then we finish up later or whatever it is. But Friday nights are a lot of fun. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we are live. I am live at 8 p.m. every single night. And guys, listen, I tell you this all the time. You have to be a caltrop in your own mind. Your caltrop is your defense mechanism. It is a defense mechanism. And the only way you could defend your own self is by being a defender of your own self, a defender of your own mind. And it starts with, honestly, listen to us, listen to people like Joe, listen to Chris, but getting involved any way you can. And every one of the people in that Jackson meeting were caltrops because they got involved, they got informed, and they got vocal. And when you do those type of things, when you get vocal, you get defense of yourself. People don't realize if you're quiet, you get ran over. When you are loud, people will listen and people will react. That's how you become a caltrop, by getting involved and getting vocal. And let me tell you something. I saw a legion of caltrops in Jackson, and I want more people. We have to get a bigger movement. The bigger this grows, it's going to be a fad, guys. We have to turn making going to council meetings into a fad. We have to make this something that's cool to do, and blowing up these politicians and focusing on them, and every one of us looking into them and looking into their actions and not just assuming they're going to do good by us. Caltrops don't assume. Caltrops fucking verify. And I got to tell you something. I'm always going to bring you this stuff. I'm going to bring you your town, whether it's Jackson, Toms River, any of these local areas. We're to bring you nationwide stuff. This caltrop is going to do this for you, and I appreciate every single one of you guys for being there. Share this, help me out, finger my like button, but I will see you Friday. This caltrop is out. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you,
Later.
Mark. Peace.